49:26. It was the oldest running event world record in all of track and field, Gordon. 41 years old. 1982. This record was older than me. You like to tell me all the time how old I am? This record, legitimately older than me. She goes from 49.96 last week all the way down to 49.26, faster than her outdoor PB. You couldn't ask for a better indoor season than what Femke Bol is doing right now. And I think we're inevitably going to talk about what this means for outdoors and what it means for what event she chooses to do. But first, I think we should just pause and just appreciate and talk about this performance that she ran at the Dutch Championships.
Yeah, phenomenal. Low 49s on an indoor track. Not done that often. Running this fast has never been done this often. She's the first one to ever do it because it's the world record. You do mention, though, I guess, okay, I should still be positive. I'm going to continue to be positive. Femke, she's on another level. She still has yet to enter her prime. And if you're running this fast, this early, you have to imagine it's going to translate to something even better outdoors. It's weird when you think about Bol's career because she's in the shadows of what Sydney McLaughlin's doing in the 400 hurdles. But maybe that shadow is going to be lifted once Sydney moves to the 400. She stays in the 400 hurdles. Maybe she can try to flirt with Sydney's time. I don't think she would, but she could go out there and maybe have an undefeated season and just have like a very, Alison Dos Santos type year where like you're the star of that event. You win every race you enter at the Diamond League. Obviously, Carson Warholm was everyone knows Carson Warholm was the star of the 400 hurdles, but Dos Santos got to own 2022. Maybe this will be Femke Bol. She gets to own 2023 with everyone knowing, hey, Sydney's still the GOAT of that event.
But we still don't know what event Sydney's going to run. And that's what makes this interesting because Bol is running fast enough now to put herself in the gold medal picture in 2 events, depending on what Sydney decides to do. The list of people who can beat Femke Bol in the 400 hurdles is one person. We agree on that? It was one person last year, by the end of last year, and it's clearly just one person, right? Okay. But there's a world in which Femke Bol now could go to the quarter, avoid the 400 hurdles, and end up with a good shot at a gold medal. And that's what makes this interesting. And I don't know if she's going to employ the avoid Sydney at all cost strategy. We've seen this throughout the course of track history. There's just a dominant figure. What are you going to do? You're going to try to avoid him, right? Sydney goes left, Femke goes right. Sydney zigs, Femke should zag. Maybe she enters both and then she waits to see what she does and then gives herself the best shot at the gold medal. I would not have said this at the beginning of the indoor season. I would not have even said this a week ago. I just think 49.26 is so much different than a 49.96 that the flat 400 potential now for Femke Bol, like she can get a gold medal in this event. And that was not the case, I don't even think, last week.
I don't know if that's true, though. I think that the women's 400 isn't like the women's flat 400, especially with Shaunae Miller-Weibo exiting the event, wasn't some like uphill climb for Femke Bol's talent to be able to achieve. I think Femke Bol was a gold medal contender in the flat 400 before she ran 49.2 indoors. I don't know. I think 49.9 indoors was just as good enough. And I also want to say this. Maybe this is me. You mentioned like the oldest record, 41-year record. There's a reason the record hasn't been broken for 41 years. It's because for 41 years, the best 400-meter runners didn't try to break this record.
Okay. I'm with you in the fact that the 400 is a weird event indoors. In that a lot of the pros don't run it. The pros that do run it sparingly. But I want to offer, and I thought the same thing. And I also thought with the idea of, man, that with track technology now, and this track is so fast, and we need to rethink the way that we consider the possible limits of indoor versus outdoor and all this stuff. But there's 2 caveats here I want to throw at you, 2 counters to your point. One is this was a Krachlikova world record. She ran 47.99 outdoors, right? She's got the 800-meter world record. So it's not a no-name person. The second thing I would say, what's the one group of people that takes the indoor 400 seriously in all of the world?
College kids.
So
True.
we've never seen a sub 50. We've never seen a sub 50 from an NCAA runner. All that to say, I get your point that it's not the same thing as breaking a 400-meter outdoor record. No, it's not the same as some of these indoor records that we've seen. But a lot of talented runners have taken a shot at it, and she's just well clear of them now. That's all I'd say.
Yeah. And I think Femke is outdoor 48 mid to high runner right now. She could probably split 48 low on a 4x4.
Oh, yeah. Well, let me ask you this. If she's 48 mid to high outdoors, and Sydney doesn't run, it's basically her and Paulino, and maybe we'll leave one spot open for a wild card. But her chance, So it got me looking at the schedule again and looking at the double possibilities and all that stuff, because I thought, hey, maybe we have two people who can double. And in a perfect world, Gordon, stick with me here. In a perfect world, we get what's known as a double-double. How great would that be?